The journey of love is a very long journey. But sometimes with a sigh, you can cross that vast desert, search and search again without losing hope. You may find sometime a treasure along your way. There's a story in the Christian scriptures that has held a portion of my heart since I was a child. As a grown-up now, I am grateful to find parallel teachings in many traditions, in stories of Elijah and Moses, in the Jewish texts, and of Muhammad in the Holy Quran. This Christian story is found in all 4 gospel writings. This isn't true of all the stories. Here is how the Apostle Matthew tells it in chapter 14 of his epistle. Now, when Jesus heard of the death of John the Baptist, he withdrew from there in a boat to a deserted place by himself to grieve. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them and cured their ill. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place. The hour is late. Do send the crowds away so that they may go to the villages to get food for themselves." But Jesus said to them, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." And they replied, "But we have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish. And he said, "Bring them here to me." And then he told the crowds to sit down. And when the crowds had sat down, he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and he blessed them. And he gave the loaves to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the crowds, and as all ate, they were satisfied. And then they took up 12 baskets full of broken pieces left over, that none should be wasted. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, plus women and children. And then he told the disciples to get into the boat and go before him to the other side, and he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up into the mountain by himself to pray. Wait. Where's the part where this man, Jesus of Nazareth, the great teacher, where's the part where he asked the people whether or not they had worked this week? It's not there. Where's the part where he scolds his disciples for not being better prepared in the first place? I mean, by now they were used to him attracting great crowds of... It's not here either. What about the part... I know. Okay, hold on. Where's the part where Jesus demands that every person make a statement of faith or promise to follow some doctrine, and then he will feed them? That's not here either. You know what? His disciples had already seen him feed multitudes and heal the sick and comfort the grieving and defend the oppressed. They'd already seen all that. So where is the part where he shames them for their doubt before he provides them and everyone else within reach of what they needed? No, that's not in here either. So what is going on? Just helping people, no questions asked? Just feeding hungry people in body or in spirit? Just knowing that there's actually already plenty for everyone? Especially when we give of what we know we have. What kind of teaching is this? What kind of gathering is this? What kind of faith is this? Well, I hope it's ours. I hope it's ours. Imagine that. No, sign this or promise that. No, do this for me first. No, prove you deserve it. Prove you need it. Just, hey, these people are hungry. Let's feed them. That's all. This Unitarian Universalist faith we cherish teaches us to respect the dignity and worth of every person, no questions asked, and to freely share with every one of them our abundance in body and in spirit, no tests of any kind, much less a test of faith, because we know they are us, and their needs are ours, and their lives are our lives, in the interconnected web of all being. In this journey we travel together upon this earth for such a brief time, because every one of us has been, or may be today, or will someday, in another day, be hungry, body or in spirit, and hope to be fed. No questions asked. And so this morning, we are going to feed hungry people together. We are going to make bagged lunches, which will go with the sandwiches that were made yesterday at LifeNet for Families by our volunteers. Who were our volunteers yesterday? Thank you. Please give them some thanks. They put together like puzzles, 100 sandwiches yesterday. And we're going to make the 100 bags that go with those sandwiches today, so that when people come into LifeNet for Families, they can take the lunch they need and go along their way on their journey. Throughout the sanctuary, we have tables. And these tables have all kinds of stuff on them. We have water, we have juice, we have raisins, we have snack crackers, and we have lollipops. We have, what else do we have? Oh, we have note cards like this. There are note cards on each table with quotes, along with our Rivergrass logo, and on the back our information. They're also going into the bag. So you can either just sign your name, or you can write a note yourself to let whomever gets this bag know that somebody was thinking about them today. But before we do this, we're going to ask you to go to a table in a minute. Before we do this, let's be sure that we are ready to put in something very, very special. Very powerful. Irreplaceable. Priceless. Let's look into our hearts and be sure that each and every bag has a piece of our heart in it. That each and every bag has the power of the way of love that we try to live in it. Now, also at the tables are some of those little polished black stones that we have around the congregation. This is to remind us to put our heart in. And then when the person that gets this bag opens it and finds this heart, we hope they will remember that someone somewhere loves them today. And now our Director of Faith Development, Karen Gonzalez, will tell you, she's going to be the Harry Potter sorter, and let you know which table to go to.
The sorting hat. So it's pretty simple. There are 100 paper bags out there. We need 100 bags filled. I don't know if there's 100 of us today or not. Please remember that our little ones need to make a bag or two themselves. So if there's little ones at your table, give them some assistance. There may or may not be the exact right of things that are going in the bag at your table. So if you find you're short a bottle of water or something, please feel free to wander off to another table and kindly ask permission to take one from them. If you are on this side of the room, there's a table in the front and a table behind you. And on this side of the room, there's 2 tables up here. There's also 2 tables in the back in hospitality. So find your way to the nearest table and start filling your bags.
And when you're done, bring them up and put them in this bin, and we will bless them.
Randall, I think those are your glasses. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Over your left shoulder. So this is, I put my name here? Yes.
Give me a cracker.
Everybody,
Hand me a juice.
Juice?
Yes. Thank you. I got it.
Amen and amen. Look what you did. That's pretty awesome. We're going to need some volunteers to help take them to LifeNet for Families tomorrow. Do we know what time?
Between 8 and 3.
There's a window?
Yeah, 8 to 3.
8 to 3. Okay. Do we know what time we want to do it?
How's 11 o'clock sound?
How's 11 o'clock tomorrow sound to take these to LifeNet for Families?
I'll be here.
All right? Yes? Hold up your hands. Yes? Awesome. Great. That's perfect. The journey of love is a very long journey. But sometimes with a sigh, you can cross that vast desert, search and search again without losing hope. You may find sometime a treasure along your way. One of the things we hope to do on this journey is also be with those who need our courage, our strength, and our solidarity. Tomorrow night at 6:30, we will be meeting here with Jam and All, that's Jews and Muslims and all, to hold a special vigil for those killed in New Zealand. There will be many people of many faiths here. Let us join with them in a sign of hope and of peace and living the way of love we proclaim. May we travel this long journey of love with our hearts and our hands open, ready to cross the vast deserts of this earthly life, searching and never losing hope. May we know the treasure we have found along this way, in this faith we share, and this beloved community that we cherish, which feeds our souls. And may we always freely share the abundance that we have found in body and in spirit, that all may eat and be satisfied with baskets left over. May our road food be food of the heart always, and the love that we have placed in these meals show our neighbors that they are our neighbors and we are theirs and we love them. Amen, and amen, aho, and ashe, namaste, blessed be. And so it is.